Outlook, the Eyesight Cornwall newsletter. Before we bring you the latest news from the charity, we have an announcement to make you aware of. As with any charity, our operational costs rise each year, yet for the last 10 years we've not increased our membership price. So I wanted to let you know in good time that a modest increase of £5 is necessary for membership from the 1st of January 2025, bringing the annual cost to £20. This will only take effect once you renew. Thank you for being a valuable member and ongoing supporter of Eyesight Cornwall.
Chapter 1. Outlook, the Eyesight Cornwall newsletter, Autumn-Winter 2024. My name is Daniel and I'm a volunteer at Eyesight Cornwall. Inside this issue, we bring you a roundup of our recent AGM, information about a new piece of assistive technology called the Voxyvision, and all the news from around the clubs. We start with an introduction from Chief Executive Carol Theobald. I would like to start by thanking everyone who came along to our AGM on Friday the 11th of October for making it our biggest event in recent years. Over 100 members, volunteers and special guests joined us to review the work of the charity, pay tribute to our volunteers and celebrate 30 years of running the low vision service in Cornwall. We were delighted to be joined by past and present members of our low vision team, as well as the Chief Executive of the NHS Cornwall Integrated Care Board, Kate Shields. We're proud to say that we founded the low vision service in Cornwall and have taken it from strength to strength over the past 30 years. To coincide with this anniversary, we have produced a brochure which provides a comprehensive guide to sight loss support across Cornwall from all organisations including Cornwall Council, the NHS and of course, Eyesight Cornwall. The brochure will be given to people who have recently been diagnosed with sight loss, but copies are also available from our Sight Centre in Truro for anyone who would like to read it. An audio copy is also available. This is just one of the exciting projects we've been working on this year. In November, we launched a new website with improved accessibility features, particularly around the online shop. We've also produced a series of films, working with some of our members to tell their stories. I'm so grateful to everyone who shared their story with us and would encourage you to watch or listen to them on our website. Next year, 3 of our trustees, Ian McCormick, William Westlake and Steve Hollier, will sadly reach the end of their term on the board, so we are looking to recruit new trustees over the next 12 months. If you or someone you know are interested in finding out more about what being a trustee entails, then please give us a call or go to the vacancies page on our website. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a very happy New Year. Carol Theobald, Chief Executive. Chapter 2A, 30 Years at the Sight Centre. 2024 marked a year of special milestones for Eyesight Cornwall, starting with 30 years of the Sight Centre in June. The Resource Centre, as it was then known, was opened on 23rd of June 1994 by HRH Princess Anne, and it gave us the space to grow our services. Until that point, we had been sharing office space with several other charities on River Street in Truro. The new building provided a hub for us to offer new services including low vision and assistive technology. In the first 3 months alone, 500 people visited the centre to try out these services for themselves. As the work of the centre grew, a role of volunteers was established to help staff meet the demand, and we were able to open up a computer room on the top floor of the building where people could come for computer lessons. The Sight Centre was also the home of the Cornish Talking newspaper for many years. At the time, the charity was known as the Cornwall County Association for the Blind. The association's director, Gloria Ulsey, was quoted in the West Briton as saying, "We are delighted and slightly overwhelmed by the amount of support and interest in the centre, which is growing a great deal faster than we expected." Chapter 2B, 30 Years of Low Vision. With the opening of the new centre, the charity's vice chair at the time, Juanita Reynolds, saw an opportunity to bring a new service to Cornwall. Low vision services were a relatively new concept nationally, but Juanita, who was an optometrist, was instrumental in the development of the first and still the only low vision service in the county. Juanita set up weekly clinics at the sight centre for people whose sight condition could not be improved with prescription glasses or surgery, and provided them with magnifiers and other low vision aids. She also worked with a local health authority to gain funding for the service. Reynolds Opticians in Penzance, which Juanita founded with her husband, were the first community opticians to offer outreach appointments at their practice. Between 1994 and 1998, the low vision service was run by optometrists who would come into the sight centre on clinic days to offer the appointments. With each year the service continued to grow, so in 1998 we appointed our first in-house low vision advisor, Judy Seagrove, who described the role as the best job she's ever had, and who ran the service for 7 years. Since then, Eyesight Cornwall has welcomed several expert low vision advisors who have each helped the services to grow and offer more to the people of Cornwall. We even created a new way of helping patients over the phone during the COVID-19 pandemic, which won us an award from Visionary, the national membership organisation for local sight loss charities. Over the last 30 years, in partnership with the NHS and local opticians, we've helped more than 30,000 people with low vision, and have seen the real difference the service can make to people's lives. Kate Shields, Chief Executive of Cornwall and Isles of Scilly Integrated Care Board, said, "It is a fantastic achievement to have delivered 30 years of low vision in Cornwall. In the NHS we are passionate about delivering services which are shaped around those who need them, putting those people right in the centre of their care, and Eyesight Cornwall's low vision service is doing just that. Congratulations to the Eyesight Cornwall team. I look forward to working together to continue helping people with sight loss in the county." Chapter 3A, Latest News. New website. We're very excited that our new website is now live. We've been working with an agency called Solve to give our website a makeover and improve the accessibility, which should make it easier to navigate, particularly if you're using a screen reader. We've also improved the payment process for the online shop, meaning that you will no longer be directed to the external PayPal website to make payments. All shop payments and any donations are now made securely through the Eyesight Cornwall website. Because I Cannot See. We've also been working with another agency called DCAPR to help us tell your stories. Over the past year we've been filming with members across the county as they share their experiences of sight loss and the support they've received from Eyesight Cornwall. The title of the film has been taken from a poem written by former member Reuben Daniel called Because I Cannot See, which also provided the basis for a special photography exhibition in 2014. There are 8 films in total, but these have been edited together to create a 20-minute documentary-style film which was previewed at the Plaza Cinema, Truro, in December. You can watch the full-length film on our website at www.cornwall.org.uk. Chapter 3B, Christmas Gift Guide. We're so pleased to be involved in this year's Cornish Christmas Giving Catalogue. Created by the Diocese of Truro, the catalogue lists 20 local charities that make a difference in Cornwall and offers people the opportunity to buy a special charitable gift at Christmas. This year, Eyesight Cornwall is featured in the catalogue for the first time, and supporters can donate different amounts to help fund our work. Supporters will receive a gift certificate, printed or digital, to pass on to their family member or friend as a unique Christmas gift. To find out more, or to donate, visit www.trurodiocese.org. Pendennis Castle Touch Tour. Some of our members were recently treated to a special touch tour at Pendennis Castle, which was made possible for us by Eyesight Cornwall volunteer and former staff member Jan Beardsall. Jan, who also volunteers for English Heritage at Pendennis Castle, took her experience of helping people with sight loss to design a tailored tour so that participants could have a hands-on learning experience. Those who attended were given a fascinating audio-described tour and were able to feel historic items such as cannons and parts of the castle architecture. A huge thank you to Jan for devising the tour, and to Alison and the team in English Heritage for helping to make it happen. They have kindly offered us 2 further dates in March 2025, so if you're interested in taking part, please contact us on 01872 261110. The tours are free, but you'll need to be able to make your own way to Pendennis Castle. You'll also need to have a sighted person with you to help guide you around the castle, even if you don't usually need guiding, due to the uneven terrain. Chapter 3C. Sensory Walk. In September, some of our members enjoyed a sensory walk at Argyll Reservoir, thanks to funding from Inclusion Cornwall. Maria from Inclusion Cornwall designed the walk to make the most of our other senses, so participants could listen to the sounds of birds and touch different plants, leaves and trees. For one of our members, this was the first time they had felt the bark on a tree. A big thank you to all of our volunteer drivers and guides for making this possible, as well as Maria and the team at Inclusion Cornwall. We are hoping to secure funding for another sensory walk in the Newquay area in the new year. So if you're interested, please let us know. Climate Repair Cafe. At a recent Climate Repair Cafe, a group of our members learned more about the environment, gardening, and how our own gardens can help local ecosystems. The workshop was organised with a sensory trust who had experts on hand to demonstrate simple things which can help our environment, and discussed what adaptations can be made for blind and visually impaired people. Chapter 3D. Newquay Beer Festival. We were invited to attend the Newquay Beer Festival by Newquay Town Blistra Lions in September. They gave us the opportunity to promote the work of Eyesight Cornwall, as well as advertising our volunteer vacancies in the Newquay area. The Newquay Town Blistra Lions are a very active Lions club who have been working closely with our charity. Lions International have a long-standing mission to prevent unavoidable blindness and improve quality of life for people who are blind and visually impaired, so our values match up wonderfully. Seated surfing. This summer, a group of Eyesight Cornwall members enjoyed an incredible seated surfing session with Coastal Crusaders at Watergate Bay in Newquay, as well as a session of breathing training using the Wim Hof method. Donning protective headgear and flotation devices, the Eyesight Cornwall clients were able to enjoy the water thanks to a specially adapted surfboard which allows the user to sit down. Created by Tom Butler, one of the top big wave surfers in the world, Coastal Crusaders believe there shouldn't be any barriers to people enjoying the ocean, so they reached out to Eyesight Cornwall to offer us a one-off series of surf sessions. Eyesight Cornwall member Tracy said, "It was so freeing to get back in the ocean. I cannot put into words how incredible today has been. Thank you to Eyesight Cornwall and Coastal Crusaders for such a good day." Chapter 3E. Cerdroia Tour. Splan! That's Cornish for splendid. Eyesight Cornwall has helped with the creation of an audio trail for an incredible new Cornish attraction due to open very soon. We were invited to take a tour around Cerdroia, a large classical labyrinth which showcases Cornwall's geology and the art of Cornish hedges. Our advisor Dominic Hall then shared his experience of visiting the attraction with sight loss. and his feedback was used to help devise an audio version of the tour. Dom said, "Codroy is one of the most accessible attractions for visually impaired people that I have visited. It's so tactile that I felt like I was getting the same experience as my sighted colleagues." A big thank you to Codroy's creator, Will Coleman, and Golden Tree Productions for thinking of accessibility and for asking Eyesight Cornwall to get involved in this brilliant project. Leach Pottery Workshop. Following the success of previous pottery workshops, we're delighted to have been offered another 4-week course from the renowned Leach Pottery in St Ives. They have offered us 4 dates in April and May 2025 for up to 8 people to attend. Each person would attend all 4 dates and would either need to arrange their own transport or pay for volunteer transport. The location of the workshops has yet to be decided, but it won't necessarily take place in St Ives. When we know who wants to take part, we will decide upon the most convenient location. Places are available on a first-come, first-served basis, so to register your interest, please call us on 01872 261110. Chapter 4. AGM. Our 167th Annual General Meeting was the biggest in recent years, with more than 100 members, volunteers and special guests attending. We had an action-packed day where we celebrated our volunteers, marked 30 years of our low vision service, and voted on the future of the charity, as well as enjoying entertainment from Bliss Singers and Olin Gweller. Attendees of the AGM were also given a special preview of the new Eyesight Cornwall film that we have been working on this year. During the formal part of the day, trustees Claire Green and Ian McCormick were re-elected to the board, and the accounts were approved by members after hearing a financial overview of the year from Claire. We were then joined by some familiar faces to celebrate 30 years of the low vision service. Special guests included former low vision advisors Judy Seagrove, Linda Thomas and Louise Menhennett, plus Kate Shields from the NHS Integrated Care Board, who spoke about how important the service is to Cornwall. Continuing the celebratory theme, we then moved on to the Volunteer Achievement Awards, where we got to thank some of the volunteers who have made a big impact in the last year. The recipients of this year's awards are in the next chapter. The lunch break gave everyone a chance to enjoy their pasty and browse the shop. This year we were selling Christmas cards designed by our very own member and client Edna Yelland, which proved to be very popular. After lunch, Olin Gweller got us all singing along and joining in with the actions to their a cappella songs, which was a lot of fun. We followed that with a game of bingo, but unfortunately we didn't have time for dancing this year. Thank you to Townsend Dance Club for being so gracious about this. We look forward to dancing with you again next year. The sound at this year's AGM was better than it's ever been, thanks to the generosity of Cabin Fever Audio, led by Eyesight Cornwall member Hobie Allen. Hobie and his assistant Josh set us up with microphones and speakers, so that everyone could hear what was being said without any of the feedback problems we've had in recent years. Thank you so much to Hobie and Josh for being with us all day. We'd also like to say a huge thank you to the team from Aspects Holidays, Jackie, Kim, Molly and Ria, as well as Anthony from Watson Marlowe Fluid Technology Solutions, who all chose to spend their volunteer placement days with us. They did a fantastic job of keeping everyone refreshed with teas and coffees, and we were so pleased to have them there. Finally, thank you so much to everyone who attended and made it such a brilliant event, as well as our team of volunteer drivers who helped us to get everyone to the hall. One of our members, Dee, said, "On behalf of the Bude Club, I'd like to thank the team for such an enjoyable day. We were all so well looked after, and without exception, everyone had a great day. It was good to hear the financial side of the charity and meet the trustees. With a combination of the entertainment in the afternoon, the day was balanced perfectly. Keep up the fantastic work you are all doing. Save the date." The next AGM will take place on Friday the 10th of October 2025. Chapter 5A, Volunteer Awards. We're proud to honour the fantastic contribution that volunteers make to the charity. We have over 140 volunteers, and we couldn't do what we do without them. Outstanding Contribution Award. This is presented to our valued volunteers who reached a milestone in their time with Eyesight Cornwall. Ivor Stevens. Ivor joined Launceston Lunch Club in February 2014 as a driver. When the club's treasurer stepped down from the role in 2021, the club organiser was wondering who to turn to, and she immediately thought of Ivor. Thankfully, Ivor said yes to the role and has been club treasurer ever since. He received the Outstanding Contribution Award for 10 years of volunteering. Steve Thomas. For the past 10 years, Steve has been driving people to hospital appointments and making sure that members from Falmouth can get to their clubs. Steve has driven for many clubs over the years and still regularly drives for Bliss Singers and Par Dance Club. He also goes above and beyond for members, checking in on them from time to time to make sure they're okay. Steve received the Outstanding Contribution Award for 10 years of volunteering. Martin Thurston. Martin joined the Launceston Lunch Club as a driver in March 2014. As well as driving for the club twice a month, Martin also spent several years driving a 70-mile round trip to get members from Launceston to Bug's Shooting Club in St Austell each week. Until recently, Martin also volunteered to drive members to their appointments at Derriford Hospital. Martin received the Outstanding Contribution Award for 10 years of volunteering. Margaret Baker. Margaret Baker has been volunteering with Launceston Lunch Club for 15 years. Margaret is part of a team of volunteers that help out when the club meets for their fortnightly meals, making sure members have got the correct food order and helping out with the raffle. In the past, she has also helped the club organisers with the planning, phoning each member before they meet to take their food order. Margaret received the Outstanding Contribution Award for 15 years of volunteering. Perry Pope. When Perry retired, he might have had plans to take things easy, but his neighbour Henry Tabb had other ideas. Henry, who was the club secretary for Bugle Blues Bowling, invited Perry to go along, and he's been helping out at the club ever since. Perry is in charge of scoring for all the competitions and has received the Outstanding Contribution Award for 15 years of volunteering. Shirley Evans. Shirley has been running Saltash BAPS since 1999. She went along to the club one day as a member, and by the end of the meeting, she was a new secretary. Sadly for us, Shirley's retiring from the club at the end of this year, along with her partner Gordon, club treasurer Maurice Hocking, and volunteers Lynn Hocking and Tina Dodd. Shirley has been presented with the Outstanding Contribution Award for 25 years of volunteering. Chapter 5B, Special Recognition Award. These awards are presented to volunteers who have gone above and beyond for people living with sight loss. Steve Absalom. Steve joined Bug's Shooting Club at a time when we were in desperate need of new volunteers to help out on the shooting range. Steve was a member of the St Austell Rifle Club and came along to see what it was all about and has never looked back. He brought with him a wealth of knowledge about shooting, which has been invaluable to the members, and he's always looking for new ways to help them. He's now helping to run the club alongside Adrian Sampson. Steve has become an integral member of the club in a short space of time, which is why he was presented with the Special Recognition Award. David Peat. David wasn't looking to become a volunteer, but he got to know Henry Tabb, which, as we've already discovered, meant that before he knew it, he was helping out at Bugle Blues. Like Perry, David obviously enjoyed it because he's been there since 2016 and is now chairman of the club. David received the Special Recognition Award for his contribution to the club and its members. Sue Spencer. Sue is on her second spell of volunteering for the charity. She used to volunteer with us many years ago in reception and also in the fundraising team. In January 2022, she came to the rescue when we were looking for a new volunteer to run the hospital desk in Falmouth. Since then, Sue has been setting up the weekly information service at the hospital, making sure that no one leaves their eye appointment without our contact details. Sue was presented with the Special Recognition Award. Chapter 5C, Members' Choice Award. This is a special award chosen by the Eyesight Cornwall members and presented to the volunteers who have made the biggest difference to them. This year we had 4 nominations. Margaret Bloxham. Margaret was nominated by a member of Bugle Blues Bowling Club for the difference she made to them. They said, "She does a lot of things behind the scenes that have a positive impact on me and the club. She's so supportive and lovely." And we couldn't agree more, which is why we were delighted to present Margaret with a Members' Choice Award. Ron Goodgame and Bill Osborne. Ron and Bill were jointly nominated by 2 people for showing such patience and understanding when helping to teach new members at Bugle Blues Bowling. So much so that one of those members was able to take part in their first competition recently. Bill and Ron have set up a training mat for new members and teach them how to bowl using their voices to guide them. They have each received a Members' Choice Award. Mary Nullmeyers. Mary is a walking buddy and was nominated for being a force for good in the world. Mary has become like family to her buddy, who told us that Mary is a blessing for my whole family. Mary clearly has made a huge impact, which is why she was awarded the Members' Choice Award. Chapter 6A, Fundraising News. Skydive. You may remember reading about one of our members who was raising money for us by doing a sponsored skydive. Well, after 6 attempts were cancelled due to poor weather conditions, Gary Oliver finally got to jump out of an aeroplane in August, and he raised over £1,000 in the process. Gary, who began losing his sight as a teenager, wanted to raise the money as a way of giving something back. He said, "I've had a lot of help from the charity, especially specialist advice for different types of mobile phones and computers. If Eyesight Cornwall disappeared, there would be nothing." Pan-Celtic Race. John Casey is a director at DCAPR, the company that produced the client story videos for us. He's also a keen cyclist, so when he decided to take on his 3rd Pan-Celtic cycling race, he chose to raise money for a good cause, and there was only one charity that came to mind. John was so moved by the stories he'd heard from our clients that he took on the 2,200-mile challenge in aid of Eyesight Cornwall. John started the gruelling challenge at Land's End on 29th of June, riding through Cornwall and the southwest, then through Wales and onto the Isle of Man. From there he went through the challenging terrain of the Lake District, into Scotland, the Mull of Kintyre, Isle of Mull, Isle of Skye and the Highlands, before reaching the finish line in Inverness on the 15th of July. John raised an incredible £1,200 during the race. John said, "I'm proud to be raising funds for Eyesight Cornwall. Both my parents have suffered with eye conditions and sight loss, so it's a cause close to my heart, and I'm very aware of how traumatic sight loss can be, and the difference having the support of a charity like Eyesight Cornwall can make." Aldi Sports Bursary. To celebrate the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, Aldi, who are official sponsors of Team GB and Paralympics GB, ran a competition for sports teams and clubs to enter. Bug Shooting Club, one of only 10 winners across the whole country. Their prizes included a £1,500 donation, a bundle of Aldi sports products, and a training experience with Team GB medal-winning rower Helen Glover. Callington WI. A huge thank you to the ladies of the Callington WI who held a number of fundraising events across the year to raise funds for Eyesight Cornwall. They invited our speaker, Jodie Strick, along to their meeting in November to give a talk on the work of the charity, where they presented her with a cheque for £1,000. Members raised this incredible amount through tabletop sales, hosting fundraising events at their homes, and selling homemade items. Chapter 6B, Newquay Golf Club. A huge thank you to outgoing captain of Newquay Golf Club, Dermot O'Callaghan, who has raised a terrific £2,040 for Eyesight Cornwall. This is Dermot's second time supporting us as captain. His first as men's captain was in 2020. He said, "I chose Eyesight Cornwall as you are such a worthy cause, and I believe supporting local charities is so important. I have sight loss myself, and so I know how invaluable your work is." Tintagel Castle Mark Master Masons. Thank you to Tintagel Castle Mark Master Masons, who donated £500 to Eyesight Cornwall from the Cornwall Mark Benevolent Fund. Worshipful Master Graham Holtham, along with members from the group, met with Eyesight Cornwall Chief Executive Carol Theobald to present the cheque. Rotary Club of Falmouth. The Rotary Club of Falmouth kindly donated £200 to Eyesight Cornwall to help with local activities. Thanks to their donation, we were able to provide volunteer transport to help members take part in the sensory walk and Pendennis Castle tour. Thanks to our supporters: Aldi Sports Bursary, Asda Stores, Callington WI, Cameo Group, Cornwall Masonic Charitable Foundation, DCA PR, Helston Friendship Group, Leek Seed Methodist Church, MHA Saltash, Newquay Golf Club, Newquay Lions, Newquay Town Blister Lions, Perranoothno WI, Porthleven Companions, Rotary Club Falmouth, Tesco Stores, Tintagel Castle Mark Master Masons. Chapter 7. Tech Review. We're always keen to review pieces of tech so that we can let you know how they compare with other devices on the market. In this edition, our Assistive Technology Advisor Dominic Hall is reviewing the VoxyVision. VoxyVision. The VoxyVision is an exciting new piece of equipment specifically designed for blind and partially sighted users. It's a lightweight portable device, about the same size as a smartphone, which has text-to-speech reading features, an artificial intelligence AI image analyzer, and a handheld video magnifier. It can be controlled via tactile buttons, voice controls, and hand gestures. The magnifier has a 6.6-inch screen and can magnify up to 25 times. It also has a selection of different color modes for you to choose from and remembers the one you last used. It gives users the ability to read letters, even handwritten ones, books, street signs, and information from screens. It captures the text and then reads it aloud. Unlike many text-to-speech readers, it can recognize columns of text and can even translate multiple languages. The VoxyVision can be used on its own as a handheld device or placed in a stand, making it easy to capture and read documents up to A4 in size. Thanks to AI technology, the VoxyVision can summarize documents for you once they have been scanned. So rather than having a whole A4 document read back to you, you can just ask for a summary instead. Perhaps its most exciting feature is the AI Image Analyzer. This allows you to capture an image of your surroundings, and the VoxyVision will describe the scene for you. You can choose from either a short description or a longer, more detailed description. But whichever you choose, you'll get an incredible understanding of your surroundings. There is even an option to ask questions about the image, such as, how many steps are there? Or, what is the telephone number? Another feature of the VoxyVision is the dictaphone, which takes voice recordings. You can transcribe these recordings into text and translate them into other languages. Each recording can last up to 90 minutes. It has a barcode and label reader which can recognize over 70,000 products, including food items, medicines, hygiene and beauty products, as well as books. You also have the ability to add unrecognized barcodes. When you scan a recognized barcode, not only do you get the product name, but you also get additional information such as the ingredients and nutritional information. Each VoxyVision comes with 50 QR codes so that you can record and scan your own labels if you wish. Given all of these features, Dom describes the VoxyVision as the Swiss Army knife of assistive technology. It comes with a modern-looking metal and wooden stand, a transport case, a wrist lanyard, and a Bluetooth button for wireless voice commands. If you would like to find out more about the VoxyVision, which costs £1,750, please call us on 01872 26 1110 to book a demo with our assistive technology team. Chapter 8a, Clubs and Activities. Affiliated Clubs. Bliss Singers. Bliss Singers are celebrating their 30th anniversary this year. The club was founded in 1994 by David Frost, a well-known Cornish musician, composer and teacher. The choir master was Andrew Neff Singer, another well-known musician who was the organist at Truro Cathedral at the time. In 1998, Christine Fuller joined the club as an accompanist, but after just 3 sessions, the lead pianist stood down, and Christine has taken the lead ever since. Bliss Singers continue to meet fortnightly at Short Lanes End Village Hall on Tuesday afternoons. Bugle Blues Bowling Club. Bugle Blues played Imerys Bowling Club in the inaugural David Lavis Memorial Cup in September. The cup was introduced as a yearly competition in memory of David Lavis, who was a much-loved bowler at both clubs and a volunteer at Bugle Blues. The cup was won by the team from Bugle Blues, who meet every Thursday morning at Goon Barrow Bowling Club. Bug Shooting Club. The team at Bug Shooting Club had a special visit from 4-time Olympian Helen Glover in October. The visit was part of a prize won by the club through the Aldi Sports Bursary competition. Helen took along her Olympian medals to show to members, which included golds from London and Rio de Janeiro, plus a silver from the most recent Olympic Games in Paris. Members then had the opportunity to ask Helen about her sporting achievements before she had a go at shooting on the range. Bug Shooting meet every Wednesday at St Austell Rifle Club. Chapter 8b, Dance Club, Parr. The Parr Dance Club meetings take place on Monday afternoons, once a month, in Parr Methodist Church. They do a range of different dances such as waltzes and foxtrots, as well as sequence line dances with volunteer dance instructors to take you through the steps. They are always looking for new members, and everyone is welcome. Dance Club, Townsend. Lindsay Rodder has stepped down from her role as club organiser for Townsend Dance Club after 11 years of running the club. Lindsay was instrumental in keeping the club safe when the organisation that started it, Cornwall Community Volunteer Service, closed. Lindsay took over and it became affiliated with Eyesight Cornwall. Thankfully, she's staying on as a volunteer driver, and the club is now in the safe hands of Alison Cowlishaw. Alison has been a volunteer at the club for over a year, and we're very grateful to her for stepping up to become club organiser. Townsend Dance Club meet fortnightly on Thursday afternoons in Townsend Village Hall. Guitar Club. The Guitar Club meets on Friday afternoons in Falmouth from 2 p.m. New members are always welcome. Launceston Lunch Club. Earlier this year, Launceston Lunch Club celebrated their 80th anniversary with a special party. The club was founded in 1944 to help blind and partially sighted people to socialise. It quickly grew, and as well as holding monthly socials, the club formed a team of bell ringers who would perform at events around the county. To celebrate their anniversary, members and volunteers gathered at the Angler's Rest to enjoy a 2-course meal. They were also treated to entertainment from the Launceston Male Voice Choir and, in a nod to the club's history, the Lutrin Shard Handbell Ringers also gave a performance. Launceston Visually Impaired Lunch Club is the longest running club for people with sight loss in Cornwall, as well as one of the largest. Carol Theobald said, "It was a wonderful occasion to be part of, and I'd like to say a special thank you to club volunteers Paul and Jill Rattray, who helped organise the day and worked so hard to make the celebration such a huge success." Launceston Lunch Club meet fortnightly on Tuesdays at various venues in the Launceston area. Chapter 8C. Saltash Baps. Another club celebrating a special anniversary this year was Saltash Baps, whose organiser Shirley Evans has been volunteering for 25 years. To celebrate this incredible milestone, the club held a special party for Shirley in November with entertainment from the Burriton Boys and Hijack. Members, volunteers and special guests were treated to a lovely afternoon tea before a special surprise performance from the 3 Tinas. Gwen Furness, Shirley Pyle and Marjorie Jane donned sequins and wigs to perform Tina Turner's Simply the Best in a fantastic tribute to Shirley. Amongst the guests were 4-time Saltash Mayor Sue Hooper, former volunteers from the club, Shirley's daughter and granddaughter, plus Carol Theobald and Jodie Strick from Eyesight Cornwall. As well as being a celebration, the event also marked a big change for the club. Sadly, Shirley's retiring at the end of the year, along with her partner Gordon, club treasurer Maurice Hocking, secretary Tina Dodd, and volunteer Lynn Hocking. They were presented with gifts from the members to thank them for their huge contribution to the club over the years. Shirley said, "I'm very sad to be giving it up after 25 years, but now is the right time. Over 200 members have come through these doors whilst I've been running the club, but only one of them, Dennis Packham, has been here since the beginning and is still coming here today. Thank you to everyone for such a lovely day, especially my wonderful family who have always supported me. Pam, who is my right-hand woman here at the club, and last but not least, Gordon. I couldn't have done it without you." Walking Buddies. Walking Buddies is a one-to-one activity where a volunteer will meet you at your house and take you for a walk in your local area. It's perfect for anyone who doesn't feel confident to go out on their own or who would welcome some company during the week. Chapter 8D. Non-affiliated clubs. Able Bowling. Able Bowling Club meets fortnightly in Short Lane's End Village Hall on Monday afternoons from 2 to 4:30 p.m. BATS. BATS is a sailing club for people with sight loss, which is based at Myla Yacht Club. They also offer fishing trips and gig rowing. Bude Visually Impaired Support Group. The group meets at Elements Restaurant in Bude on the first Wednesday of the month. They get together for a cuppa and a chat, and they often have guest speakers. CABS. CABS Shooting Club meets every Wednesday afternoon at the Rifle Club in Helston. Sailability. Sailability is an accessible sailing school based in Myla for anyone with a sensory, physical or learning disability. Truro Rifle Club. City of Truro Rifle Club are looking for more members to join their blind and partially sighted shooting club. They held a successful open day in the summer and now have more spaces available for anyone wanting to try something new or continue growing an existing passion. The club has purchased special sights for their rifles, which use audio signals to direct you to the target. The club takes place on Wednesday afternoons from 2 to 4 p.m. at the City of Truro Rifle Club near Malpas. New members get free trial sessions to see if they enjoy it, and it's open to people of all abilities and levels of sight loss. To find out more about any of these clubs, call Eyesight Cornwall on 01872 26 1110. Chapter 9. Events Diary 2025. On the 27th of March, we will be in the Wesley Buildings in Redruth between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. On the 25th of April, we will be in the Liscarrett Community Centre, Liscard, between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. On the 20th of May, we will be in the Mountwise Town Council Building, Newquay, between 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. On the 19th of June, we will be in the Dracana Centre, Falmouth, between 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. On the 15th of July, we will be in Truro Methodist Church, between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. On the 16th of September, we will be in the Old Cattle Market, Helston, between 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. Our AGM will be held on the 10th of October in St Erme Community Centre between 10:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Outlook is also available as audio USB stick, audio CD, large print 22-point plain text, online audio via our website.